my brother just to show him the Camino experience.
I'm from Stamford in England and I'm here because we're walking the Camino with two friends, except they didn't come.
I watched this wonderful woman walk the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, and she just stood up and said, "She's here, I can't believe it." So we watched this lady walk all the trails of America, so it was lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you. To achieve a lot of goals.
Camino was on our bucket list.
So I'm here for the adventure challenge. I like challenges as well, and because I want to have 30 days vacation for my family.
Come on.
Living it for the one.
What is that behind my head? Oh, my truck. No, it's not. Oh, that's the camera. Wow. No. Oh, look out. Near miss.
I could have died.
Near miss number 127. Oh, buen camino.
Yeah, there you go.
So after a full day of walking in the rain and getting to more or less test out this waterproof pack, I can say that Montana's Hyperlight mountain gear pack definitely was more dry filling on the inside than my 3F UL pack. Mine wasn't soaked. There wasn't like there was a pool of water on the inside, but just rubbing my hand along the inside of the pack, it was damp. It was more damp than what I'd be willing to call waterproof. I would say highly water resistant, which that's pretty much what all of them are. But that's why I focus on redundancies with waterproofing. So I've got the pack liner, put my sleeping bag in there, roll it down, and then everything else I don't want getting wet, I either have in a dry sack or in a Ziploc bag. Here we are, chilling. Oh wait, where are we? Espinal. What is it?
You know they don't pronounce their A's like owl.
Espinal. Okay.
Espinal.
Espinal.
Something like that.
Montana's foot's been hurting. She's got a little hitch in her giddy up. It's not her knee, but her foot. So I told her that you're supposed to listen to your body. And she was pretty bummed out that we were only going 4 miles today instead of the 13 that we had planned on. But sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. We've learned a few things since being in France and Spain. Dates are in reverse order than what we're used to. The emergency number, if you need help, is 112 instead of 911. And queue in different places in the world, they don't say the line is about 30 minutes long. They say the queue is about 30 minutes. Mind the queue. Some people from some countries apparently don't mind the queue. So, mind the queue. Oh, that's another thing. A bar is not necessarily a bar, like just a place for drinking. A bar is like a cafe. This is the pharmacist of the Camino.
You need something?
We're on plantar fasciitis with all of this.
Occhi, 80 mg granulate per soluzione alla chetoprofene, sale di...
What did you, I was about to say, what did you just call me?
Yeah, it's water now.
¿Sí?
Hola, habla usted inglés?
Yes, a little.
Okay, my sister and I need a taxi from Espinala to Zubiri. We think that it's probably plantar fasciitis just from what she has been describing. So we're gonna take off the day and go to the next town, Zubiri, which we found out has an outfitter, so potentially different shoes or insoles. I should have gotten us both the Dr. Scholl's for plantar fasciitis, which I always use, but I don't know. You never know if somebody's going to need that or not, or if you're treating something that they don't have, if it'll cause more issues. Everybody was so sweet last night trying to help Montana fix her foot. And
You tell one person you've got issues, and then the whole table's like, I got this, I've got
a foam roller. Yeah, I've got a bag of a whole pharmacy. We already have reservations in Zubiri. Stay there, taxi back here tomorrow. We're gonna get through this. Apparently this is tortilla here in Spain. Not quiche, because apparently that is French. That's what we just learned, right, Montana? And we offended this nice man in the process of learning that. Hiker box, pilgrim box. It appears some of the things that people have decided they don't want is blue jeans, neck pillows, large towels, sleeping pads, extra clothes, and perfume. Or maybe they do want it. Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! That was about bad. Well, that was interesting. I wanted to say, sleeping bag. I am thankful that I have this quilt. Montana is thankful that she has her sleeping bag. We had several people tell us that you could probably just get by with a sleeping bag liner. That might be true in the summertime, but for cold-natured folks like myself, I am so thankful that I have this quilt. Are you ready to hike?
No, but get them dogs out my face.
Montana has decided that her feet feel good enough to try to do this 9 miles. Are they actually feeling good enough?
Yes, Mom.
Stubbornness. It runs in the family, I reckon. You sound like Mom.
I feel like Mama do.
Do I? Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how
That's
she did
Mom.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, ready.
There you go, Mom. That's for you. So far, I haven't wanted to send anything home, which is good because there hasn't been a post office since St. John when we started. But I will say that I'm really glad that I've got my Tiva sandals, and I would recommend that anybody coming to do the Camino bring something like Crocs or Tiva, some kind of lightweight sandal, because having those in the showers at the hostels, in my opinion, is just a really good idea. I don't like the idea of getting some kind of foot funk, and there are a lot of people in and out of these hostels and using the showers before you, potentially, so you know, they might be cleaned every night, but if you get in after somebody who's got something funky going on with their toes, then you're liable to end up with that too. Also, a lot of the hostels, albergues, do not allow people to go in with their hiking shoes or boots. But if you have sandals, then you're good. So if you don't have sandals or some other, what I would normally call camp shoes, then you're gonna have to walk around in socks. That might not bother some people, but to me that just feels gross, or barefooted. And so it's been really nice to have those sandals for walking around in town, to air out my feet, walking around in the albergue in general, and then especially for showering. Got a little melty.
Yeah, a little bit.
I bet it's still gonna be good. This is a bueno.
I think I'm back home. I think these are the same thing, but...
It might taste different here than back home. The Kit Kats do, by the way, for the record. Y'all, the Camino is a thru-hiker's dream because we've been probably 2.5 miles so far, and we came across this little cafe, bar, whatever you want to call it. This little stop behind me that's got some different snacks and sandwiches, etc. And so I stopped for a cafe con leche. Well, having braces and drinking all this wine and coffee, I'm really supposed to be drinking out of a straw, but it seems like no places ever have straws. So I went in there and I asked, when she gave me the coffee, if I could get, I asked, do you have a straw? And she said, what? And I was like, a straw? And so she handed me this little spoon here. So then I used Google Translate and looked up on my phone. Apparently straw is paha. So I said, paha? And she said, ah, and then went and grabbed a couple little straws for me. So Google Translate has definitely been very helpful. Obviously, being able to pronounce the words better would probably help more, but kind of learn that as you go. And I've just made a point when I'm communicating with people and when I learn different words, or when I try to pronounce something and then they say it the correct way for me, I ask them again to say it, just so I'm getting more familiar with it, and so that I try to learn to say it correctly, because this Alabama runs deep and and it's hard to kind of reverse some of this. Well, the wind blew my pahas away, so Montana had to go in and ask for more, and the woman corrected her and said pajita. Pajita. This is pretty. Just a little bit ago, we passed the point of no return. That was the last road access that I know of we could call a taxi, so we've got about 2 miles into town now. Miss Stubborn Thing says that she's gonna make it, so we're on the home stretch. Oh. Hola! Almost there. Almost there.
Thank you for the thanks. Oh, wow.
Farewell, Zubiri. We have to move on now.
I can't get them.
You tried so hard, though. Don't rip my finger off now when I set you free. Yay! Mud. Quicksand mud. Oh, hello. Oh! That's my phone. You can't eat it. Oh. Oh. I just feel so bad for Montana. She's going on like a trooper. We're gonna take a 0 in Pamplona. It'll be a good spot to, you know, kind of relax a little bit. It was incredible when all of us had to stand up and introduce ourselves at dinner and tell who we are and where we're from and why we're walking the Camino, that so many people spoke English. I have to say, I really admire people who speak more than one language. I mean, it's incredible to me for people to speak 2, but there are folks here who speak several. I have to say that it's, I don't know if embarrassing is the right word, but that's how I feel a little bit, to go to a different country and visit and not be able to speak their language. And of course, I've gotten by the best I can and tried to learn some basic phrases before I got here. But I really do appreciate the people who do speak my language and are patient with me and my terrible pronunciation of their language.
This is our place.
Yay! I'm just proud of my straw.